Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. So we're back in the garage doing some more work, and yes, we have the track day coming up next week, the first one of the year at Donington Park. So I thought I'd do a video on track day prep, or the prep that I'm going to do to get this crazy bike ready for the track. So fair bit of stuff to do. Most of it's just common sense, so I'm just going to quickly run through some of the stuff that I'm going to do to it to get it ready. But yeah, that's it. Should be quite straightforward, simple. So the first one is easy. Let's just get rid of the mirrors. I played around, took the other one off last time, but let's just get both the mirrors off because you don't need to look behind you on a track day. So that's the mirrors off. Looking decent already from the front. Looks much better. Second easiest one is get rid of this plate, take the plate off. Don't want to be recognised on track. So I'm going to get this off. So the plate's all off, and I've actually folded it and tucked the number plate back there, so just to make it look a bit neater. Right, so on to the next one. So the next one is the suspension and the steering damper. So the settings I've literally got set up for the road, which is 12 on the compression and 14 on the rebound on the front. And the Olin steering damper is just the stock 10 that's advised from the manual. So I'm probably going to stick with these settings and then see how I feel on track, and then adjust them if I need to, with a bit of advice from some of the suspension people at the track day. But what I will do on the front forks is do the old zip tie measure to see how far the travel is and see if I'm getting close to bottom out. So I'll just do that. That makes it easy to measure. So there's my little trusty zip tie marker. So when the suspension travels up and down, it will push that, and then I'll know whether I'm bottom out, whether I'm set up too stiff and need to go a bit stiffer on the settings. So running these aftermarket exhausts, you obviously have to comply to noise regulations on track. Some are 102, 105, 98. Some are static, some are drive-by. So yeah, this thing ain't going to pass. So I've got these baffles. I had these baffles made. So I think the trick will be just to pop it in, properly wedge it down, let the exhaust heat up and stuff, let it get fixed in place, and then hopefully that should sort the noise out. But I won't do these until the actual day, just to see what it does on the testing side. But yeah, so the plan is just to hook it in and pull it out. So let's see if that works on the day. The chain and sprockets will just be given a quick once over, but these are all new, so I don't really need to do anything with this. It looks like it's all ready and set up, so I will just leave this as it is, I think. So that's that one, nothing to do. So as I'm running Ducati aftermarket rear sets, I've got them positioned sort of up and a little bit higher, so I can go higher if I need to. So I'm going to stick with this setting at the moment because it's comfortable. I don't want to go too high up and get cramped up in my legs, even though my legs are tiny. But I'm going to stick with that setup, so I don't really do too much here, so that's all right. Another requirement for the UK track days is the brake side. You need a lever guard. So I have got this Ducati cover, which obviously protects the brake and protects this indicator light thing. And I couldn't be bothered to take that off. I was going to leave that on, but that should suffice as my brake lever guard. So the front brake pads that are in the Starlemas are the SBS Street. So they're pretty much street pads. They should be okay, I guess, for the track. But I do love a set of Z04s, Brembo Z04s, and they're obviously designed for the track. I've used them before in my other performance bikes, and I just love them. So I'm going to change these out, which is really straightforward to do. It's literally 13mm, slide the caliper out, watch the wheel, maybe put a little rag there, get it out, pull the pads out, put the new ones in, put it back in, job done. That's the caliper off. We can just push those pistons ever so slightly back, just enough to get the pads to clear that space, and I can get the old ones out. That's the new Z04s in, nice and easy. Just slip them in, push on that spring at the back, and they clip in relatively easily. So I'll get this back on the bike. One side all done. We'll move on to the side, and it's pretty repeat of the same, but that will be the front and the brakes sorted. So the fluids on the bike are pretty much all fresh. I mean, no, the brake fluid wasn't done long ago, and that's all right. Clutch is pretty much full, and obviously it's only had a service not so long ago, so everything looks good from that point. So I think that will do for now, I think. On top of the stuff that I've just checked, other stuff that I will be taking with me is obviously got the paddock stands front and rear. I will be taking tyre warmers front and back. I've got my old tyre pressure gauge, so I'll be running track temperatures, so they'll be significantly lower than I think the 36s that are in there. Obviously I'll fill it up with petrol. I'll take some petrol stuff with me. I'll obviously set the cameras up. If there's anything that I've missed off, drop a note in the comments. Anything that you guys have done when you've taken your SP or your Hyper to track days, drop me a message, give me some tips. All right, catch you later.